I grew up in Hawaii on the Big Island, and the Big Island, I went to public school until 5th grade. Hawilo School was a plantation school, and it was in the town I'm from. There's only one store in this town. It's called Hawilo Store. Here it is. My public school was really small and was unfortunately one of the many failing public schools in this country. And I had a family that really loved education and cared about education, and eventually there was this incident where I only had 6 textbooks in my 5th grade classroom of 27 or 28, and I ended up getting pulled out of the school because my parents felt that I was never going to get the education that I deserved and I needed, and I had the ability to get scholarships to this other school. HPA was really wealthy and beautiful and had a lot of resources, but it was really alienating going there because I was on scholarships, and I had a really hard time with just like the, I guess, like difference between where I was growing up and where I was going to school. And then I had this teacher in my last year there. Her name was Sarah Whitten, and she was 23. And she was straight out of school, had taught for 1 year, and then had randomly got a job in Hawaii and moved there. And she was just totally different from every other teacher that was at the school. First day I walked into her classroom, and she had these 2 boards on the wall. One of them said words of genius, and the other said words of disaster. And they were empty, and they just said those 2 things, and then it was kind of up to us to fill the room with what we thought of words of genius and disaster, and we could interpret it as we wanted. That was kind of like the first time a teacher showed the class that kind of trust in our learning process. She did a great job with all the standards within Standard 1, which is engaging and supporting students in learning. Specifically 1.2, which is connecting learning to students' prior knowledge, backgrounds, life experiences, and interests. And she did a lot of that. It was a writing class, so a lot of our writing was based on experiences we'd had or drawing from our knowledge already, and then enhancing our writing from there. And then also Standard 1.4, which is using a variety of instructional strategies, resources, and technologies to meet students' diverse needs. Her class was so fun. Like, we would go to class and there would be some different crazy activity where we would get up and walk around, be outside, play a game, get to draw. We played all kinds of stuff, and we were 12th graders, and it was still super, super fun. You learn from Sarah because I think people could really learn from Sarah because she really taught based on who her students were, and I think that's a really important part of teaching, is learning what that class is actually like and teaching to that class.
No such thing, no, I'm shy.